welcome to Ill-Equipped History, where today we're going to tell you a story in history, and we're going to do it from the same room.
We're in the same room!
So if y'all don't know, we live about 3 hours apart from each other, and Morgan is in for Labor Day weekend.
Woohoo! We're friends in real life, you guys.
I promise we are. So, Morgan, I mean, I know how you are, but the audience doesn't. So how are you?
I'm so wonderful. It has been so great to be down here with you and your family and us just hanging out together, and
my kid's asking you all the questions.
Every single question. I'm so tired.
I'm tired too.
I love your children so much.
I do too. You want to take them with you?
No.
No. We've had a fun day of, let's see, we started out fishing.
Yeah, just today. We went fishing, and then we went to...
I got my pocket rock.
We got some rocks, but hers is a pocket rock specifically.
Only because I put it in my pocket and it's been there literally since 10 a.m. I got my pocket rock.
She's been showing her family. She's very proud.
It's a striped rock.
And then we went to her parents' house and hung out at the pool, and just there was a shrimp boil, and yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good day.
And now that we're actually in person, it may be harder for us to stay on track because we just feed off each other's crackhead energy. So
listen, my abs hurt from laughing all weekend. She's only been here since Friday. It is Sunday. I need her to go home because I'm in pain.
Not yet. You can't get rid of me that easily.
In all honesty, you could just move in. I'd be fine.
That's fine.
Cool. I don't know how Nick would feel about 2 wives, but...
I am a third child. Let's be real.
That's true.
He bought me stickers today at the store.
I was about to say, you just slid them on the counter thanks, Dad. So please move in.
We'll both just torture him.
God, that poor man. He can barely handle me. I'm a handful alone. I know that. He must be a glutton for punishment after 13 years. I don't know. Okay.
Oh boy.
We do have an episode today.
We do. It's not just us talking about ourselves.
It could be, though.
It could be. Y'all just want to listen to us talk for an hour? Let us know in the comments of your social media of choice. Yeah. Send us an email. Anyway.
Anywho. Okay, so let's do the skit, and then maybe we can be on track.
Okay. Sounds good.
Maybe. Okay. The wind blows the grasses in the hot fields of Western Australia in November 1932. Major G.P.W. Meredith motions for the 2 soldiers with him to slowly crawl closer to the elusive enemy that's in their sights close to a watering hole.
My God, there has to be 1,000 of them.
Get as close as you can and then fire on them before they see us. We will get them this time, boys.
You got it, mate.
Now!
Kiss my ass, you flightless shit!
Say hello to my little friend, Lewis.
You eating your last crate of wheat, motherfucker!
Caca, motherfucker!
That's not what they sound like, mate.
They had killed about 12 of them when the firing suddenly stopped.
What happened, men? Shit, the guns are jammed! No, they're getting away!
Just as the guns were back in working order, the last of the emus runs to the cover of the brush. This wasn't the first or the last attempt to kill a large number of these flightless birds. It was, however, one of the more unsuccessful attacks during what is known as the Great Emu War. Morgan, I know you know about this.
I do.
Because it was one of the first things that I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm totally doing this for the podcast. And this was before we even
like
started recording.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it's taken me this long.
I am also surprised it's taken you this long because this is it's nuts. And I've known about this for a while because I love the show Drunk History, and they did an episode on this, and it was very funny.
Well, I watched, I think it was, Oversimplified?
Oh, yeah.
Video, and it was hilarious. So I'm sitting in a coffee shop doing that, trying not to laugh out loud while watching a video of emus being shot. So there's, I know. At least it was like cartoons.
Yeah, Oversimplified is cartoons, so that helps.
Yeah. It's better than me reading that Davy Crockett book and my arm is out flailing around while I'm trying to understand
gesticulating all over the place.
Apparently I have to move for my brain to work. I am my own hamster. Sorry, guys. I'm laughing at her laughing.
Woo, you're just so fucking funny.
Not really trying. Just how my brain works.
You're your own hamster. What does that even mean?
The hamster on the wheel. Oh, God. Okay. Whew, okay, so I'm just gonna get into this. I feel so derailed already just at looking at your face, your wonderful, beautiful face.
In person.
I'm just like,
I'm in 3D.
Why am I so nervous?
Why are you nervous?
I'm gonna cry.
It's just me.
I know. Okay. I'm in a different environment. We're in the basement instead of my closet, and I think I felt safe in my closet.
You're exposed in your basement.
Oh my God. There's so much room. I need my pants beside me to think. Okay. So the Great Emu War, guys. And I'm going to say a disclaimer before we get into anything. There is going to be talks of, animal cruelty. So they were out there to kill emus. And us here at Ill-Equipped History do not condone this kind of wildlife control. It is... No. This happened 100 years ago. Again, they were wilding out in the early 1900s. The whole different mindset. There are way better ways to do population control, or in this case, they were destroying a lot of crops. So there are different ways to keep them out. We do not condone this. I am just telling the story. So anywho, while doing research, I did find, and I just made Morgan watch the trailer to this movie. It's a 30-minute short movie. And if you guys can, please go watch this movie. It's called 1932, The Great Emu War. It's just on YouTube. And it's giving, like if Jurassic Park was a B-rated movie, but it with Australian accents and emus that somehow were exploding people. Like they shot back somehow. I don't understand. Like there was a whole scene, people were being exploded. I don't know how.
Yeah.
The birds weren't armed. They were winged, but they weren't armed. But in one of the scenes, like the general or whatever, who had been hammered, by the way, he pulled the pin on a grenade and it's like over him. He's laying on his back. He knows he's gonna die because of an emu, apparently. And he yells, "Burn in hell, you flightless fuck." And then everything explodes. I laughed so hard.
That's very funny.
So if y'all think that I was almost late picking up my kids because I watched this movie, you're right. Like, I was like, by the time I was done, I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. My bad. So yeah, do highly suggest you watching that. It has no historical accuracy.
No.
At all. It's just funny.
Yeah. It looks like, because I watched the trailer right before this, and it does look like it's something homemade. Like, it wasn't like this big production company making a documentary. No. It's like a bunch of people just having a fun time making a really silly
But honestly, it was really good quality.
Yeah,
like,
it's very good
I'm
quality.
Impressed. I'm really impressed. So, let's get into kind of the environment of Australia before this took place. So you know why they decided to go after their national bird. That is their national bird. And they waged war on themselves, basically. So, post-World War I, soldiers were coming back, and Australia decided that in the western part of Australia, they would do the soldier settler scheme. So they would give the soldiers plots of land where they could become farmers and hopefully get on their feet a little better. But it was kind of doomed from the beginning, not just from the emus. It was there was a drought in the early 1930s in Australia, and it was killing the wheat, and the commodity prices went high, so then they were having to try to grow more to make up for price changes and such.
Right.
And apparently there were really bad rabbit infestations
in
Australia. So the rabbits would eat the wheat, and then the drought's killing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pull up the weekly skit again and go down, I put a map of Australia.
Yes.
And so we're looking at, there's the northern, the southern, we're looking at the western territory. And the emus typically like to live more in the center.
Okay. Of Australia or of the western?
Of Australia. So, you know, the western Australia is huge. I did not know it was broken up like this. But they showed up from, so they came from central Australia, and they moved down into kind of it's the western southern part. So like Meridian. I think that's how you say that. Meriden. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. So they showed up around there, and there were 20,000 emus.
That's a lot.
And they move according to rainfall and where they can get water, because they need daily water to survive. They're not one of those animals that can just go a week without drinking water. They need it every day. So they actually, and I'm skipping ahead just a little bit because I will get into the way that they live. They'll watch storm clouds, and they'll actually follow storm clouds, and they'll be like, oh, well, the rain's going that way. So the drought was pushing them towards the coasts. So they were going for the water on the coast, because that's more likely where they're going to find it. I know it's salt water, but like,
there's still like rivers and
tributaries and stuff like that. So these birds are huge. 20,000 emus showed up east of Meriden from central Australia. Also, scroll down and you'll see what that, I mean, that's probably 1,000 of them.
Yeah, that's a lot of emus.
So many. And for those of y'all who don't know what an emu is, there might be somebody out there. They are very large, flightless birds that are related to an ostrich. Now, they are smaller than an ostrich. I thought they were the same size, but you can tell there's a chart size comparison. They get up to 5'8" or 1.75 meters tall.
It's very specific, like 5.8 or 5
foot 8 inches.
That's like the max. That's very specific.
Yeah. I think they might get a little taller. That might be their average.
Just the average.
Because someone mentioned that they were like 6 foot tall, which honestly is only a couple inches, but whatever. They are great swimmers, and they have big necks and legs, and they have little bitty wings. So that's why they're flightless. Mm-hmm. So where do they live? They live in the eucalyptus forest, woodlands, heathland, desert shrublands, and sand plains. So vast areas.
Yeah.
And they can come into the desert after heavy rains.
Okay.
So they think that the emu migration is a result of human agriculture. So they kind of stayed where they were at for the most part until they realized that, oh, hey, there's a permanent water source over here because of the agriculture, because they're trying to grow the wheat and stuff.
Right, irrigation and all that.
The irrigation, exactly. So the introduction of the artificial and permanent water sources, also for the cattle and the sheep as well, allowed them to flourish in these areas that they weren't able to flourish in before.
Okay.
And they would travel up to hundreds of miles to find food and water.
Wow. Like in a day or like in a...
It said because they have to have daily access to water.
Wow.
It kind of hinted that it was a day, but I could see, I mean, they got big old legs.
Yeah.
They're running. They quick. Fast as fuck, boy.
I knew. I can't stop. You were going to say that.
So their migration patterns follow recent rainfall by looking at the rain clouds, listening to thunder, and smelling the rain.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting. Also, that brings up a thing. I was talking to somebody one day, and I was like, man, it smells like rain out here. And they were like, what?
No, you can smell rain.
Yeah. And I was like, is this a country thing? Because I'm out in the, it's like, I just thought this was a normal thing.
No, I can smell rain.
You can.
There's
totally
literally a name
rain.
for like the earth after rain. It's called petrichor.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's the name of the smell of earth after rain.
Well, there's nothing better than the smell of rain, honestly. Okay, anywho. So, what do they eat?
The thing, I probably know what they eat is the things that farmers don't want them to get into, right?
All the things that they don't. So seeds, fruits, flowers, and young shoots. So mostly just the most nutritious part of the plant. Insect and small vertebrae when available. And they will not eat the dry grasses or the mature leaves. So they want like the fresh wheat. So once it's dried out, they won't eat it.
Yeah.
They want it alive. Why did I say it like that?
Alive.
So, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I know it's for a really good reason, but emus ingest large pebbles up to 1.6 ounces or 45 grams to help their gizzards grind up food.
Oh. Okay.
Which is cool, but also...
Got
Sir,
a belly full of rocks.
You're eating rocks. He would eat my pocket rock.
Keep it safe.
Do not take pocket rocks to Australia. Emu will eat it.
They will get it. They will find it. They survived the emu war. They will find it.
They blew up soldiers, obviously.
Give me those pocket rocks.
That was the whole thing. They just wanted the pocket rocks. Okay. And they've also been known to eat charcoal.
Gotta do a detox.
Listen, it's they're just trying to like grill their food just in their stomach already.
They've got the charcoal, they've got the coals. Now they just gotta...
Well, they got the fire in their belly already from the war, so...
Oh my god.
Is it hot in here?
You are looking a little sweaty.
So hot. Okay, so... When food is abundant, they store large amounts of fat in their bodies and are able to use that while looking for more food.
Okay.
But it is the water that they need daily. Right. And they can lose up to 50% of their weight while searching for their next meal.
Goodness.
I wish I could do that.
But then you would gain it back as soon as you ate again.
Shit. You have found a flaw. Never mind. Maybe like...
You would need 2 separate wardrobes. Like one for your starving days and one for your eating days.
Well, I just wear athletic shorts typically anyway. So, it'd be fine.
That's fine. Gosh, 50%? I would be a skeleton if I lost 50% of my body weight.
Just bones.
Just bones. Bones! It's just bones!
I am the bone man. Bone woman.
Keep talking about emus.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, so reproduction. I'm adding this in here because it's very interesting. The male incubates the egg.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so if the female will, so the males make a nest in their zone, their area, their bubble. And then the female will make noises and, come over to the males, and then they reproduce.
Okay.
But the nest can hold about 15 to 25 eggs, and combined, they come from different females.
Oh, okay.
So he's getting it.
So, I don't know if you know this. So, the male will make the nest, and then the female or multiple females will come over and they mate.
Yes.
How long does it take for fertilization of the egg? Is it immediate, or will they come back after a little while and oh, you're the emu that I mated with. I'm going to lay my egg in this nest. I don't know if you know.
I don't know that. That was not.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
I don't know how much it derails. I just was how does that work? I have no idea how egg fertilization works in birds.
Does. The female will lay one egg approximately every 3 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The eggs can stay fertile for up to 5 weeks. So they're laying eggs regardless.
Oh, okay.
And then the male will fertilize the already there egg.
Okay.
So I guess fairly immediately.
Okay.
See, I don't know how birds.
Yeah, I don't know anything about birds.
Listen, I like history, not
ornithology.
Yeah. I'm just glad you knew that word.
Do you know the only reason I know that word?
Why?
There's a movie with David Tennant and Catherine Tate called I think it's The Runaway Bride or something like that. And oh gosh, what is it? One of the characters' husbands is an author, and their big thing is they're writing a book called The Ornithologist's Wife.
David Tennant is in the most random things, and I love him for it. Have you seen him reading Shania Twain's I Feel Like a Woman as if it's slam poetry?
Oh my god.
We're looking that up when we're done with this.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
Shania's sitting there too, listening to it.
Oh my god.
I know. Okay. Anyway, so different baby mamas.
Okay.
Male's sitting on the egg. He sits on these eggs for 57 days. He doesn't drink. He doesn't eat. He doesn't use the bathroom.
Oh my god.
Nothing. He's planted on these eggs. So some of the females will leave these territories. So I don't think they go anywhere once they mate. They kind of just huddle.
Just kind of hang out.
And then some of them will leave and mate with other males in other territories.
Well, they're laying eggs every 3 days.
Right.
I mean,
listen, they're getting it. Good for them. And some of them will stay behind to protect the males.
Okay.
And newborn emus weigh 15.5 to 17.6 ounces.
Okay. So about a pound.
Little babies.
Just a tiny baby bird.
Little baby bird. Or that's 440 to 500 grams for y'all who aren't in the United States. I know we're weird. I'm sorry. So the chicks stay close to the males for about 7 months. And lost chicks are allowed to join other groups as long as they're smaller than the ones that are already there. Okay. So an older one can't join, but a same age or younger can join.
Okay. So does the male feed all of the chicks?
I believe so.
So many questions about emus. We're going to know so much about emus when we're done with this episode.
They feed themselves. They come out feeding themselves.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay.
Very self-sufficient.
All right.
It's probably how we ended up with 20,000 of them. To begin with.
Probably.
Yes. Okay, so they are fully mature at 2 to 3 years of age, which I feel like is actually a long time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of like a dog is fully mature at about a year.
Yeah. And some animals, it's like, I mean, like cats are like 6 months technically.
Yeah.
Like they can start having kittens when they're like 6 months old or something. So
they're fully mature at 2 to 3 years of age, and they live 5 to 10 years, which again is not a very long time, especially when the mature age isn't like a third of the way into their life.
And I feel like birds are typically relatively long-lived. I know parrots can live like 20, 30 years.
They do live longer in captivity.
Oh,
okay. I don't know how much longer.
Okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. Like, you're not around like predators, or you have an abundance of food and water and shelter. So that makes sense.
Well, now, hold on. This says emus typically live 10 to 20 years in the wild. And up to 25 years in captivity.
Okay, so there's a wide range.
The oldest emu on record turned 58 in 2020.
Holy shit.
And lived on a family farm in Valencia Creek in Victoria, Australia.
Aw, 58? Damn.
So they live up to 10 to 20 years in the wild, up to 25 years in captivity. So now that we know what an emu is, and...
all about emus.
Yes. Except how much they weigh for some reason. Why did I not put that on here? They're back to Google.
A lot of Google in this episode.
Jesus, I thought I was prepared.
Get good.
Just be better. Why did I spell weigh W-A-Y? Okay, so a female weighs 82 pounds, and a male weighs 69 pounds. Nice. So that is, and this is on Wikipedia, guys, so don't yell at me if it's wrong. An average of, okay, so it's 31.5 kilograms and 37 kilograms. Respectively.
Okay.
Anywho. So, back to the situation at hand. These 70 to 80 pound big ass dinosaur birds, because they are dinosaur.
Yeah. Descendants.
Thank you for that word.
You're welcome.
Are absolutely destroying these wheat fields because they're just tearing down the fences that were, one, keeping the rabbits out.
Yeah.
So now, not only do you have these birds that are coming in and tearing down your fences, so now the rabbits are coming in and eating all your wheat, they're eating wheat, but also they're squishing the shit out of the wheat. They're stepping all over it, and I think it said for every 1, pound of grain that they ate, I think they squished 5.
Oh, wow. So it's just total destruction.
Absolute destruction. So...
and there's 20,000 of them.
There's 20,000. So, these are former soldiers. So what is their first instinct to do?
Get a gun.
Get a gun. Call the military. So the farmers asked for military aid because they thought it would be just the quickest way. Let's just kill the lot of them.
Yeah.
Just kill them all. Yeah. That's fine. That's normal. So they asked the Minister of Defense, George Pierce, who quickly agreed, but didn't actually inform the military board in Canberra first.
So they're like, hey, you're being deployed, but not telling them it's to kill a bunch of emus.
Yeah, they were just like, hey, so I'm just going to do this, and I'm not going to tell the higher-ups.
Higher-ups.
I'm just going to...
Just, okay.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And he also sent a cinematographer with them to document the Emu Wars. And some think that he was going to use the film as a PR campaign to show the wheat farmers that they were trying to do something about it.
Okay.
Because Western Australia was in talks of seceding at the time.
Oh, okay.
So he was trying to be like, no, we're trying to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't secede.
Yeah.
Don't leave us.
Yeah.
But Pierce apparently made the farmers sign contracts saying that the farmers would pay for the whole thing. And that he wasn't liable for shit if it went down.
Damn. Okay.
Now, when we say war, we think it's a lot against a lot. Turns out it was just 3 dudes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what that's what I found.
Yeah. I'm sure you're right. So it was just 3 guys going up against 20,000 emus. Those are fair numbers.
Yeah. So the 7th Heavy Battery of the Royal Australian Artillery arrived in Campion, Western Australia, which is about halfway between Perth and Kalgoorlie. And immediately when they got there, they spotted 40 to 50 emus. And this was November 2nd, 1932. See, I have it right here. There were 2 soldiers armed with Lewis automatic machine guns. They had 10,000 rounds of ammo, which is interesting now that I'm thinking about it because there are 20,000 birds and they only had 10,000 rounds of ammo. Sir, that math don't add up.
No.
And it was Sergeant McMurray and Gunner J.O. Halloran. And the company's commander was Major G.P.W. Meredith. And upon getting there, he ordered the men to shoot all that they saw.
Mm-hmm.
And during that day, they shot at thousands of birds. Thousands.
Mm-hmm.
But only managed to kill about a dozen of them.
Wow. So emus are pretty bulletproof.
You're telling me. Oh my God. So they realized that it was going to be so much harder than they imagined because they were initially like getting out of range. Mm-hmm. They realized that like they
run around.
They're running around. Y'all should see me right now. So they were running around. So Meredith was like, y'all two surround them and drive them back this way. But they didn't do that. And they just scattered into the tree. They were just like, nope, going over here. So they thought that they would be able to just, mow them down with the machine guns, right? They're just birds.
Yeah.
No. They rarely ever gathered in large groups.
Yeah,
so it didn't help if it's a machine gun.
They have all of Australia to run around.
All of Australia. So they had to start setting up ambushes near the water sources and wait for like smaller groups to arrive. And then that tactic got them about 200 birds by November 8th. So
was that like
6 days?
Yeah, okay.
6 days they killed about 200, but they used 2,500 rounds of ammo to kill those 200 birds.
Wow, that's inefficient.
And the birds had a tendency to warn the other birds. So they were smart as fuck.
Yeah. Hey, don't go over here.
Yeah, don't go over here. They just killed Jerry.
Not Jerry.
Not Jerry. Martha got a bullet in her ass. Johnny's got a limp now, but he's still fast. So they were extremely hard to hit because they ran so fast. So emus can run about 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And we're talking about even if they had vehicles, because they tried this, they didn't have anything that was that fast.
Okay.
So
this is 1932.
Yeah. So Meredith said, quote, It must be realized that an emu full out can do 45 miles per hour. Consequently, the target is, after the first burst, a very rapidly moving one and is only visible for a very short time. So they're like, what was it, Roadrunner?
Yeah.
It's like,
maybe.
Yep. Thank you. And they were also able to withstand most bullet hits without losing stride at all.
Wow. It's all those rocks they eat. They've made them bulletproof.
Seriously. I mean, literally, they're made of rocks now. So
they've absorbed the stone. They are one with it.
Emus are like a Pokemon. Like this, if a stone Pokemon and like a bird Pokemon came together.
Emu.
So he claimed that he once saw one of them run half a mile being fatally wounded.
Wow.
So this thing was literally like running basically dead.
Yeah.
For half a mile.
Wow.
And Major Meredith said, quote, "If we had a military division with the bullet carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks."
You know what this means?
War emus?
Yes.
Deploy the emus. The emus with parachutes coming with little hats and uniforms. Walking beside tanks.
People are riding the emus with guns.
Have you seen the arms for chickens? But like machine guns.
Tactical emus.
Please, there's so many of them.
They'd be a lot cheaper than tanks. And probably more deadly. Why didn't they use emus during World War II?
They're good swimmers, too.
They could have fought the Pacific Theater. Lines in Europe. Can you imagine an alternative history where emus were used in tactical warfare?
I'm just imagining, like, Normandy, but emus instead of people. Running on the shores. Just... My brain. Would have been a good alternative.
I know.
Oh, man. Okay. So,
oh, man.
Meredith spoke with a farmer once that was able to run one of these birds down in his truck. The smart farmer got one and found 5 bullets in his body.
Oh, my God.
Quote, which had evidently been there since the first operations.
Oh my God.
So, like, they had started to, like, heal and stuff.
Wow.
And the bird's just like,
I'm just
living, vibing.
I'm an emu.
I've been shot. So, a couple days later, they planned an operation to ambush them by a dam. And this plan failed so miserably because all these birds, like that picture that I showed you, that I will put that one on the Instagram, they were all like gathered and they went to fire the machine guns, and because it's 1930, their shit broke. So they like jumped out and were like, rah! And then the guns jammed. They just like ran off.
I was imagining like they're all like, oh no, our guns don't work, and all the emus just like turn at them and look at them like it's our turn now.
You know what I just thought? Bop, bop, motherfucker. That's not even what they say. Oh my God. So within the first week, they were recalled. They were like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah.
Come back. No human casualties. Thank goodness.
All 3 men were
they
accounted
were fine.
for.
So in Parliament, they asked if there should be any medals for the conflict made. Right? But federal labor parliamentarian A.E. Green stated that if any medals should be given, they should go to the Emus, who had won, quote, every round so far.
I don't disagree.
I don't either. So, the farmers were like, wait, they're still here.
We need help.
Help me. So, the birds continued to wreak havoc on the wheat field, flattening them pancake wheats. And so the fields that had previously been producing 6 bags per acre were now only producing 2.
Wow.
I mean, mass destruction. So Meredith and his merry men, as reporters like to call them, were back.
Meredith and his merry men. His 2 friends.
We're going to save the wheat fields.
Against the evil emus.
Oh my God. So, just after 4 days of their initial retreat, they were back.
Okay.
And this time they killed about 20 on the first day. But because the birds are smart, they're more wary now. Mm-hmm. They're like, ooh, I don't know about that. So the emu started intentionally getting out of, they just figured out how far the guns could shoot.
Oh my
and
God.
They would just stay right outside that.
That's so crazy.
And the soldiers figured out that there is always a leader in these flocks. And I mean, these soldiers were like, we must learn the emu. We must be the emu to figure out what they're doing. I'm just imagining them just like with their binoculars, like looking at their behavior. Like,
we have become ornithologists.
What are they doing? So he would, the leader of the flock would stand watch while the others eat. And it's typically the biggest one. Mm-hmm. And if he sees anything suspicious, he would give the signal and stand there while the others run away.
Wow.
It's so dramatic.
Wow.
But stand there while the others run away. And then when he's noticed that everyone's gone, he would go.
Wow.
Yeah. They're so smart. But the drought means that the birds were frantic for water. I mean, they need it every day. So this allowed for the water ambushing tactics to work the best. And Meredith and his men were killing, I think it was about 100 a week I think it might have been more than that. But a source that I found said about 100 a week. But not all that they were doing was working. Because imagine you've got a flock of, say, 1,000. Mm-hmm. You managed to kill 10 of them. Mm-hmm. What are the other 990 birds doing?
Right.
Running the fuck around on the wheat fields.
Yeah.
So, a 1953 newspaper stated that for every one plant they eat, they trample 100.
Wow.
They're very wasteful.
Yeah. Come on, birds.
It's rude. So, Murray Johnson, he's the author of the Journal of Australian Studies. I could not find that journal, but I did find some quotes of his from that.
Okay.
It says, quote, "It was highly probable that the machine gunners actually exacerbated the crop losses. For every time the guns were being able to open fire, the birds scattered widely, trampling the maturing wheat as they desperately sought cover."
Yeah. Like, and maybe this is how it ends. I don't remember, but like, I feel like it would be easier to set traps, instead of just like shooting wildly at a bunch of birds that can run away, like have some kind of tactic where you set traps for them, whatever that looks like. I know it's 1932, so it's likely not going to be humane traps, but anything better
literally
than just
anything
shooting wildly
right now
into the Australian outback at a bunch of very fast birds that run away.
Fast, strong as fuck, bulletproof birds. They came equipped with their own bulletproof vests built in the egg. I'm sorry. I just thought of a helmet made out of an eggshell. Why? Okay, I'm done. So when the wheat crops were finally harvested, December 10th of 1932, so they've only been at this for a month and like 6 days. Meredith reported they had only killed 986 of them out of 20,000.
Yeah, that's barely a dent.
And they had used 9,860 rounds.
So
they killed, for every one bird killed, it took 10 bullets.
I was about to say I was trying to do math in my head.
That's okay. I got it right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. That ain't good.
No, that's very wasteful.
Yeah. So the defense minister, George Pierce, earned the unofficial title of Minister for the Emu War. Everyone was just roasting him.
Oh my gosh.
So here's my little titles. Third time's a charm.
Okay.
So they never deployed the military again to kill the emus.
Okay.
But they figured out that the better way to do it, still not humane at all, but they found that rifles were actually better. I think that
they're more powerful.
More powerful, and I mean, you can, wait for them to come into range and whatever.
I mean, that's the reason that hunters use rifles when they hunt.
And the government ended up putting a bounty on the birds in 1934.
Okay.
Which was way more successful because now instead of 3 men with machine guns trying to shoot God knows how many birds.
Now you're incentivizing the hunting of them.
We've got thousands of just civilians who, most of them were soldiers anyway. They know how to shoot. They've got their own guns. Can take down, if you've got 3,000 citizens and every citizen takes down 2, there goes 6,000 birds.
Yeah.
But so between 1945 and 1960, 284,704 emu were killed.
Wait, 284,000?
Between 1945 and 1960.
Oh, okay, so that is
over a couple
15
decades.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a lot more than what we started out with.
Math.
The calculus me. I was like,
yeah, so, but I'm going to say this now. Even though there were that many killed, the population is perfectly stable right now. Okay. It's fine. 2 men during that time were reported to try to pay their taxes with dead emus. So they showed up and they were like, got my payment.
That's really funny.
That's not how that works.
Oh man. I am an animal lover. I'm a vegetarian. I try to be as friendly to the environment as possible. But if I could get away with paying my taxes every year with just a dead animal.
Here's a bunny.
Yeah. All right, my taxes are paid.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would probably do it. That sounds really awful, but
I would pay my student loans.
Do you know how much?
Listen, I love to fish. I will pay my student loans in fish.
Yeah.
Let me catch you trout. I will do it.
$500 a month in taxes. Yeah, I'll become a hunter.
You won't eat it, but
I won't eat it. But I'll pay my taxes.
But
someone else can eat it.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Yeah, you can.
I got you.
Thanks.
Good. So, emus today. This is not a very long episode. It might be after all of our
nonsense.
Yeah. But so they are protected under the Environmental Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act of 1999.
Okay.
So we're all good now.
Yeah.
There's no open bounty on emus. Do not shoot the emus.
Please do not.
You can't kill them anyway. Might as well not even try.
Yeah.
So what they ended up doing, which was what they fucking should have done to begin with, was just build better fences.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's all they had to do.
Because he can't fly over him.
No! They got little wings. Like a T-Rex. I got little arms. And if you just build a sturdy enough fence, what do you think they're going to do? Headbutt it?
They're just like, oh.
Can't go there.
Bonk. Okay, can't go that way.
If they can't see the wheat, they don't know it's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Emus are actually really good eating.
Oh,
I know you're vegetarian.
That's
hearts.
fine.
You know,
it doesn't bother me.
I know.
It's fine.
But, so some people are actually raising emus and ostriches for that reason, for the meat, because
for agriculture.
The, like, feeding to meat yield ratio is actually really good. So
they're giant birds.
Giant birds. So for every, like, I think it's like 1 pound of grain or something like that, you get like 5 pounds of meat or
there
something.
You go.
You know.
Yeah.
It's a good ratio.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not a lot. They were just fucking shit up, and I didn't write this down, and I don't know why, but at one point in one of these things, they were like, let's mount the machine gun to the truck and we'll just run them down. Well, not only was the ride so bumpy,
because they're in the Outback.
They're in the Outback. They couldn't aim it, and the truck couldn't keep up. So that didn't work, but apparently one of the emus got their head stuck in the steering wheel of the truck. And
so
they were like, you know what? We're done.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that poor bird. Oh no. Oh no. I'm just imagining they're driving this truck and an emu gets his head and all the guys are going, ah! And the emu's going, ah! just like sticking.
I'm just thinking of like the other emus that are looking at it. I was like, fucking Bobby, get your head out of the fucking steering wheel. That's not what I meant when I said disable the truck. Fuck, Bobby.
Well, they stopped, didn't they?
I'm avenging Jerry. With my indestructible head.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, well, that was very interesting. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That was great. I'm glad we finally covered it.
I am too. Because it was one of my, when I really got into it, I was really afraid that it wasn't going to be enough. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to do it so bad that I was like, we're going to do it. Yeah. We're going to do it. We're going to make it enough. This is funny enough to where half of it's going to be us laughing anyway. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, it's great.
I can't wait until next week, because guess what next week is, y'all?
It's spooky season!
And we love spooky stuff.
Spoopy.
So, if anything sounds a little different next week, it is not a fluke. Because we're getting spooky.
I know. I'm so excited.
Like, we're just fun.
We've got things planned that it's like the dates are getting closer for us to like follow through on those plans, and we're so excited. Yeah. We've got some great things planned for you guys, our listeners that we love so much.
Yeah.
I'm super excited, y'all.
We're pumped. Listen, we have spent not only all of our time together watching documentaries, but we will watch all of the spooky things. I want to watch all the ghost shows. I know some of it is staged, but I still like the vibe.
That's fine.
And like, I listen to a lot of paranormal podcasts, and my husband thinks I'm weird, and it's great. So
I'm a true crime nerd, and so I'm like, I like the the true crime murder stories.
See,
I don't like ghost stuff freaks me out.
Oh my God, true crime stuff freaks me out. Those are real people out there.
I know, and it's very scary. But when people start talking about demons and stuff, like I literally get like paralysis in my body, and I'm like, oh God, like I listen. Oh my God, I was in college and this girl was talking to me about how she can feel auras, and she was telling me about some scary stories, and I was literally vibrating because I was so scared listening.
Oh, no!
Listen, okay, I just finished playing Hogwarts Legacy, and on the PS4 there's a special like level you can play that's only available on the PS4. I had to quit. I was so scared because there's like a poltergeist and it throws stuff at you, and it's like dark and jump scares. I had to quit the game. I literally cried.
Is this a Lego game you just said?
No. It's the new Hogwarts Legacy game.
God bless it. I don't know why my brain was like, see a Lego video game and you're scared of the Lego game?
I was...
No, I could understand that, yeah.
I did have to quit playing Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess a few years ago. We got to the Gerudo Valley level and there's skeletons that come up, and my hands were so sweaty that my friend had to take over and finish that area for me. Because I'm a scaredy cat.
See, I don't know why, but like, I don't know. Like, tell me all about the cryptids. I want to hear the ghost stories.
Yeah.
I want to know if there's a demon in this house. I don't want to go in the house. I want to know it.
It scares me.
It's probably all the experiences I've had.
Yeah. See, I'm not open to that kind of stuff. And like when I hear about it, I'm like, scared.
Listen, nothing's as bad as when I was a kid, so...
That's true.
I'm over here vibing now.
That's true.
We're good.
That's true. Nothing is scarier than what you experienced.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah, so we're gonna go do some spooky.
We're gonna have some great things prepared for you guys.
Yes.
Sorry, I keep flipping the handle of this bucket. I feel that my microphone's resting on.
Slapping this. If you hear slapping noises, it's my hands hitting these leather chairs that we're sitting in because I was laughing too hard. I apparently have to hit things.
That was a real knee slapper.
I'm glad we're weird. Okay. So if you liked this...
Bet you did.
This was probably a whole different vibe than what we're used to because we're like staring at each other.
I know. And we're feeding off each other's crackhead energy.
Oh my God. It's like you can't feel the vibe in a room through Zoom.
No.
So if this is a little more, like you said, crackhead energy, it's because this is how we are.
Yes,
together. We're together. So if you like this, you can check us out at Ill-Equipped History at... No, I was going to say the Facebook one, and then I went to the email. So email us at illequippedhistory@gmail.com. Find us on our Facebook group, Ill-Equipped History Podcast, or Instagram, Ill-Equipped History. Comment, share, like, shout it from the rooftops. I don't know.
All of the above. However you would like to get the word out there. Leave us a review on your listening.
Rate us. It does help keep us higher up in the ratings and stuff. And we would love to get this thing out to more people.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We're getting some really great feedback, and it's making our entire lives. Like,
literally.
We're over the moon with the positive feedback we've been getting from so many people.
And we definitely squealed like small children earlier when we read a comment together. So,
yes.
Just know if you say something nice,
you're going to make our entire
week, day, month, whatever. You're going to make it. So, we love you, and we'll see you next week, next Thursday.
Okay, bye!
Okay, bye!